Muted. My bad. Hello. Good morning. Good evening. Good time zone. It's 4:30. Yellow. Odd choice in drink. That's magic. Magic, that's wild. Magic, that's wild. I already had my drink. I didn't have to go grab it. It's okay though. You didn't. You wouldn't know that. It's all good. I'm drinking cold brew. I'm back on my caffeine. I'm back on my caffeine. Less citric acid. Hey. Magic. I think... What was that? Was that one? Let's see. I think you get a gifted sub. There we go. Hell yeah. That should go through. Yippee! Yay! Nice. But hello, I'm waiting for the YouTube stream to catch up. Okay, there it is. We got it. Oh shit, you noticed finally. I finally noticed. Oh, the Mishu edit. Or the Mishu emotes. Cute, cute, cute. I think it's 2 or 3. Any more than 3 and it won't show up on stream. But that's okay. I don't care. I don't care. But if you care, I'm just letting you know. Thank you. Let's see. What's going on? I had the goopening happening. The absolute fucking goop. Absolutely. Absolutely, Magic. No problem. You're welcome for that gifted sub. But I had the goopening. I had the goopening 5,000. It was me. It was me, a packet of Ricola, or like a bag of them. Let's see, a stick of Vicks Vapor Rub, and a dream. Mucinex DM, my goat. Mucinex DM, my goat for real. Wild. Anyways. I hope you all are well. I hope y'all are well. Hope y'all are well. So we got today's streams titled is vampires vampires World Cup, like culture shock stuff that we kind of talked about last stream, but I've seen a whole lot more. And I had sometimes, because I'm a smaller streamer, I don't mind having one-on-one conversations with some people, some chatters who have been here a long time. I try not to encourage it. Brazil! Brazil! Norway got fucking taken out, and that was bullshit. That was a bullshit game. I watched that shit. It pissed me off. What also pissed me off is how the USA decided to fucking play after they got their uniform change. We were killing it, and then we hit Belgium again, and we get nuked off the fucking face of the earth. I'm not a soccer fan. I don't really like sport ball. Yeah, fucking bloody England. Make some beautiful men and women, but like, piss me off factory. That's all that country is the piss me off factory. The playing, the fucking, the way the US played, against Belgium was like watching someone trying to solve a problem by hitting their head against a wall and then continuing to hit their head against the wall, figure it out for 5 minutes, and then continue to hit their head against the wall. We just did a lot of like defensive plays when we needed to be way more aggressive, and that's definitely not. I've seen it with some of our actual like U.S. football, college football, American football games. That is what it was like. I was so fucking pissed off the whole game. I was like, this is rigged, this is bought, this is paid. Fuck FIFA. I don't want to watch the World Cup anymore. I'm done. Not just because it's my own country. I'm just sitting there like, man, I'd rather watch the Olympics than this shit. I'd rather watch the Olympics than this shit. More culture shock stuff. Just more stuff of, I'm finally getting some videos from either around right during 4th of July or right before 4th of July, like 2 weeks prior, during, and the this week, which would be the week after 4th of July. It's very interesting. Hello! Hello! Welcome in. But it was interesting for sure. What was it? What was interesting? Damn it! My brain! It's dead! Oh no! It's broken! Fucking old ass meme. I'd like my brain to work for like 5 seconds. What's the point of drinking coffee if I can't think straight, you know? I'll just be thinking gay! Sorry. It's fine. I think... I don't. No, what was interesting was just, like, watching people come to New Orleans, pass through New Orleans, stop through New Orleans. I know a lot of German fans did at the start, but watching more, like, UK fans come and drink in New Orleans and see, like, it's an open carry laws. And for those that don't know what an open carry law is, you can walk the streets of New Orleans with an open can of liquor or a cocktail in hand, etc., etc. And it's a huge part of the tourism and culture in the main area. But I've had a very, like I said, I had a delightful conversation with some of my chatters who are Europeans, one-on-one. And today it was like, just in passing, a conversation from our good longtime viewer, longtime streamer, longtime chatter, Calera, who I don't know if he is here, and if not, that's a-okay. But we had a conversation basically talking about let me see. Asking how the weather's been. Like, talk about the World Cup a little bit. And like what the European, or at least like the Danes are thinking and viewing, and the other Baltic countries are viewing and thinking after the the UK game last night, and then or the other night. And my brain's dead, so I don't remember when the game was. So apologies. I've been running and going, and my days are all enmeshed right now. And then I talked about we got to a point where it's like, how's the weather been? Because I've seen you post like streams may happen, streams may not happen, because I live in Louisiana. As I've stated before, I'm an hour and a half away from the Gulf of Mexico. That could be any city. That could be any fucking city in this goddamn state. But just about. But basically, I live an hour and a half away from the Gulf of Mexico specifically. And it's an hour if you speed. But don't speed. I don't condone speeding. So we had a discussion, and I was like, well, how the weather is right now is it is sunny. And it was like 10 in the morning for me, and I was working on some stuff. But I do like a 50 billion different things. And I was like, well, I'm working on stuff right now, and that's kind of like it. But right now, it's sunny outside, the birds are chirping, and it looks beautiful. But it is still pretty hot. It's like 80 degrees, and it's the morning already. 80 degrees freedom units. And then it opened a discussion around, like, just because it's sunny this morning doesn't mean it will be clear and sunny all day, though. Around, like, 1 or 2 p.m., we're expecting rain, and sure enough, by 3:30, it's storming, shitting, monsooning outside. And it's been like that every day just about this week. And that opened a discussion of, well, I live that close to the Gulf. If I live that close to the Gulf of Mexico, what does that also entail for me? How does that affect me? It means that if it continues to rain longer than about 3 to 4 hours straight with no reprieve or the clouds passing and it's stopping for a bit, I like experience a lot of flash flooding in my area. It's mostly just the roads. Like, I can't. What really sucked, and it happened to me Friday, was I got back from my delivery route and I grabbed myself like a little snack, and then I did some of my paperwork, and right as I'm clocking out, it just starts shitting. Like, the sky just shitting rain straight down. And from then on, it's the roads flood, the drainage is kind of shitty in my area by my work, and I had to wait about an hour and a half before I could go home and drive my little car. My car is also a low profile vehicle, so it's down. I never heard shitting rain before. Well, sometimes when the sky needs to shit so bad, it decides to right here in my town. In my boondocks ass town. In the fucking sticks. It shits rain. And I think I talked about this last stream, but a lot of Europeans that were visiting in Louisiana, and some of the southern states that experience, and any of the states that experience these really hot summer showers, were like, oh my god, the lightning is hitting, like, the earth, the ground. What the fuck? What's a lightning storm? Like, the lightning usually just hits the water. And I think I talked about it last time we had this discussion, but it was interesting to me because I was like, well, what's the science behind that? The science behind it, because I am a nerd, is the earth here holds so much like electricity and heat in comparison over there. I'm not saying it doesn't or never does in, like, specifically like the UK or Europe, but the ground gets so warm and, like, holds electricity from the heat that the lightning goes, yeah, I'm gonna smite that fucking tree right now. Boop! Hit that tree, hit the ground, hit the earth. I mean, there are so many times when I was little playing in, like, a field in the rain just because it was a way to cool down and we were poor and I'm a bumpkin. Where I would be playing in a field and, like, stop dead in my tracks, like, heart racing, terrified, shit myself, because lightning struck, like, a yard away. Terrifying. Terrifying, truly. Terrifying. Terrifying, truly. Truly, truly terrifying. What else? What else? Vampires. Let's get to that. Let's get to that. Still looking into Vampire the Masquerade. It's really fun. I'm still beating the game. I'm still playing the game. I'm having a whole lot of fun playing the game. It's been a great experience. I really enjoyed it. Lightning striking close is while you're outside is not fun. No, it fucking sucks. You want to talk about, man, I understand why people think God is... Do not get offended by this. I understand why people believe in a God. Like, it's one of those things that makes you go, ah. It makes you think. It makes you think real hard. Let's see. But vampires, playing Vampire the Masquerade, having a lot of fun with it. Having a whole lot of fun with it. Had a good time. Let's see. Oh, I finished the Vampire Chronicles, which is, like, fully finished my audiobooks and reading for the Vampire Chronicles, which is the, series that I have mentioned before on the channel, which is written by Anne Rice. May she rest in peace. And also fuck her. Sorry. She pisses me off. She needed an editor so bad for the last books. Like, blowing the books up with my mind. Because we go from Interview, which I think Interview is her best written work in terms of language and structure, to like the Vampire Lestat, which was very, I don't hate it in terms of writing. The Vampire Lestat and Interview with a Vampire are the best two written, and then you get to like the Devil Memnoch, and it's so fucking bullshit. Oh, like, and it's my favorite. Like, it's, for me, it's Interview, because it's what starts it off. It's the best written. It's my personal favorite. It's super interesting. It talks about a place I've lived. It mentions places that really exist. She bases it off, like, real places in New Orleans that you can go and visit right now. It's interesting and, like, really, it's a fun read. And it's an interesting read. Although, I don't like how Louis kind of sometimes views Claudia in the novel. I don't think I liked that. I don't think I liked that very much, but you're not supposed to like it. It's a gothic horror. He speaks about her in a way I didn't, like, fuck with. Although Louis is probably one of the most, like, interesting narrators for the series. Let's see. I'd say it's Interview, the Vampire Lestat, and then straight into the Devil's not the Devil's Minion, the Devil Memnoch. Which, that is the book, and I'm, like, really loosely wording this. That is the book that Lestat time travels and drinks the blood of Jesus Christ, who also drinks his blood, and he steals the veil of Veronica, which, if you are or have ever been or read anything in Catholicism, is like a holy relic to prove that Jesus Christ exists. And it's that absurdity. Also, he goes to hell and heaven? Question mark. It's like, I read it and I think I said out loud to myself while I was reading it, there's no fucking way she wasn't tripping on acid or something, or some kind of illicit substance when she wrote this novel. I truly believe that about The Devil Mimnock, but it is my favorite because of its absurdity. And then I like Queen of the Damned. Some people do not like Queen of the Damned. I Hold on. Let me get my book list. Let me get my book list out like a fucking nerd. I can't type. There you go. Holy bookworm. I work for the library, bro. I work for the library, and I'm not a librarian. I do inter-office deliveries. Like that's my day job. That's what I do in real life. Hello, Sniper. And when I do that, I'm alone for like 7 to 8 hours straight in a day. So I listen to a lot of audiobooks. I read a lot when I'm at my office. So in between like doing deliveries, I'm like organizing a warehouse, doing purchasing, talking with programmers about what they need for their summer programs. I do a lot of that. So if you go to a library and they have a bunch of nice new stuff out, or like they're changing out furniture, or you join a program with your public library in the United States, somebody doing a position like mine did that. I'm behind. It's like being behind the scenes, but you're not in administration. And I like that. I get to see the fruits of my labor without actually having to engage with the public. I enjoy it. Hello, Sniper. I think I told you hello, but just in case. Hello! Okay, Vampire Chronicles. So I read all 13 books. My least favorites are... I don't like Armand. And I feel that is a character in the series. I don't like Armand. I like how he's written, and I do appreciate that there are people who love his character. And I see you. I know why. I get it. I do. He's not my favorite character. My least favorite books were Merrick, which is about Merrick Mayfair. Blood Canticle, and Blackwood Farm. I genuinely kind of like zoned out. Blackwood Farm was a fucking weird ass book. Tale of the Body Thief was funny. It was funny, but also weird. I wonder if they'll go or allude to that route, but I don't think that they are with where they just ended the last episode of the Vampire Lestat that aired on AMC+. I think they're just gonna probably continue to kind of retcon and do their own stuff as they have. Some of the changes I've really enjoyed. Some of them I wish they would have elaborated further or given it a little more time or showcased it a little different. Specifically for me, Gabriella. I don't like Gabrielle, but I wish that they would have done a little more with Gabrielle's identity stuff. Two things can be true. I can think that it's interesting that a character from a series and a book written in fucking the 1990s and 1980s is showing like gender dysmorphia because she's thousands of years old or hundreds of years old, and she was an Italian noblewoman duped by some French asshole and forced to just be a baby-making machine to a broke-ass man who all he does is hoot and holler in France. So I think that is interesting, but I also understand that she is abusive and not a good mom, clearly, and a horrible person to Lestat, both pre-afterlife and during their afterlife together. But I can also understand why Gabrielle's first, like one of her first responses to being like, oh, I'm immortal now, and I don't have to, like, hang out with Magnus or Lestat. Cool, I'm gonna bury myself 6 feet in the dirt. Bye. Buried herself 6 feet in the dirt and then fucked off to the wilderness. I find Gabrielle interesting in those aspects, and I like... But I also can see why Anne Rice fucking hates Gabrielle, because Gabrielle's a manifestation of her own relationship with her own mom. And Gabrielle is also a predator. Both literally because she's a vampire and also because she abuses Lestat. But in the show, they've made it, like, way more intimate. And I kind of hate when they do that, because it's the same reason why I don't like them making Claudia not a 5-year-old, because it is supposed, the relationship between Claudia and Madeline is supposed to make one uncomfortable. And speaking of Claudia, this new fucking episode, man, with Merrick, and they just brought in a whole bunch of characters and, like, introduced some new stuff, and I'm interested to see how this goes. I am interested because I believe on, like, how they're gonna develop the story, especially if they wind up going towards the tale of the body thief in any kind of way. Or we're just gonna dive right into Queen of the Damned. Or if they're gonna combine Queen of the Damned with the Vampire Lestat. I have no fucking clue what they're going to do, to be real with you. It seems like a lot of fans are enjoying that the chapter that references Daniel and Armand's relationship is like Daniel and Armand are definitely going to have a more in-depth-ish connection and relationship than what the books kind of just give, it seems. So we'll see. But my complaints with the show, I feel, are very small-ish. It's more like it's a frustration with the current state of media literacy. It's a current frustration with the current state of media literacy slash illiteracy, if you'd like to spec it that way. So, like, they just, I've talked about it quite a few times. I get on the soapbox a lot. It's just like, I hate to be like, it's a I'm smarter than you feeling, but it is an I'm smarter than you feeling when you've got a bunch of baby gays slash new people who are watching Interview and reading Interview, and they are feeling you are supposed to feel sympathy and nothing but sympathy to Claudia, because Claudia is the true victim in the relationship between Claudia, Lestat, and Louis. But, like, there's discussion to be had about Madeline that I get, like, shit on, and then I have to remind people, like, I am also, like, a not straight person trying to have this discussion, and if you don't think that this was supposed to be something to make you uncomfortable, you are wrong. It is supposed to make you uncomfortable. It is gothic horror, and I'm not... You get in the conversation of, well, she's 1,000 years old, or she's 500 years old mentally, and I'm like, yeah, but like, because a 30 to 20-year-old actress is playing her character, and she's 17/15 forever, that visual difference is not there. When you see this grown adult woman who is a seamstress, or she was a or a doll maker, she was a doll maker. She was a doll maker in the book, and a seamstress in the novel. No, a doll maker in the book and a seamstress in the show. What the fuck am I saying? Let's see. I guess, like, most people's recollection of Claudia, like, now... is the new Claudia. And I also understand why, like, labor laws do not allow child actors. I understand that. Understandable. I get it. But I even think we could have used a straight up teenager. Something. Like, Claudia is to look like... Let me move. Like this in the novel. She's a 5-year-old girl. When she cuts her hair, it grows back. You are as you were when you died in these books. It's like, when she cuts her hair, it grows back. Lose a limb, grows back. Shit like that. This is the most iconic, probably mention of Claudia, like, any age group, 25 and up, usually, if I'm, like, Interview with a Vampire, this is the Claudia that they remember. So right now, I'm discussing the show, which is this Claudia. I do not care that they changed her race. Does not bother me. Lived in New Orleans. I get it. In fact, I think it adds more unfortunate and sad trauma and sadness. But Claudia is played by, I'm pretty sure, a grown woman. And you hear it in her voice. I don't think she sounds like a little girl to me. She's like a grown person. And of course, like, mentally, she winds up being a grown person eventually in the story, mentally. But, like, physically, it was supposed to alarm you. It's, like, the whole reason why you don't turn children in the first place is they wind up a child forever. But the audience these days, it's a half and half. Like, some people kind of get it, and they're like, oh, that's kind of uncomfortable and odd. And also, there was an actress change. I don't like the new actress for Claudia. Personally, I also don't like that her British accent slips through in a lot of her rage scenes because she is from New Orleans. She's from Louisiana. It pulls me out every time. And, like, some people are like, well, I like it, it's fine. If you like it, that's fine. And it's no hate to the actress. She's got to make her bank, and she's done a really good job at portraying the rage. It's just not for me. This actress, however, I did like for Claudia. She did fantastic. And I feel like when they styled her, she fit more of the childlike aspects of why it was so uncomfortable to see this little girl running around, like, killing people. It's like me with my southern accent. Like, when I started getting angry, like, Doppler came over and I was bitching about something. And she goes, girl, I need you to stop because your accent is so thick and I can tell it's making you mad because you're so mad and your accent is so thick. I'm so sorry. The goop. It's coming for me. The goop. I feel like how season 1 styled her. Banjo start. Yeah, it's like fucking banjos and Zydeco music starts fucking blasting behind me. Every ancestor that ain't never been to school suddenly like appears in my bloodstream. It's just like that, you know? And this is spoilers, kinda, but this is Madeline and Claudia in their final moments together. And to me, they just look like 2 grown women. Mentally, I know that Claudia in this series is a teenager forever, and that is a grown woman that Claudia turns and makes her own coven. And it's like a beautiful moment because someone finally picked Claudia. This is spoilers for the new show. In the new series, Merrick Mayfair is able to have Claudia like, yeah, they do look both very grown. Now they put Claudia in a baby doll dress. Like they try. And they do put her in like a baby doll dress and have her play this character that is like forever a little girl. But to me, it looks like a grown woman playing a little girl. Not the reverse, which it is supposed to be a little girl who is trapped in time forever in that body, but is actually, I believe at that time she'd be 60 or 80 years old by then. Now she did, like, her acting was good. I don't like her accent slipping through, and I did not like, I guess mostly it's how they styled her, and that I feel like she just physically overall looks more grown. But in this new episode that they had for the Vampire Lestat and Louis visit Merrick Mayfair, who's a witch and part of the Mayfair family, which is the Mayfair Witches. It's a whole nother series that Anne Rice wrote. And Merrick Mayfair basically does like a seance situation where Claudia appears and starts reaming the 2, mostly Louis. Give me a second. I got too excited. And in this moment, Claudia is dead. Spoiler alert. Claudia dies in the first series, in the 2nd season. How she dies, watch it. It's really good. So she is dead by now. And Louis and Lestat are grieving in their own ways. Mostly Louis. And it doesn't make it right. It doesn't make a lot of the stuff that they do right. And eventually it leads to this moment where Claudia as a ghost comes back and is like, wherever I am. Now, again, we're having this fucking literacy issue with fans right now with the show going like, oh, she's stuck in hell. She does not say that she is in hell. She might be in a personal hell of her own, but she is not in hell. She is just a ghost. Ghosts exist in this universe. Also, hell is different in this universe that Anne Rice has written. It's almost like purgatory. You need to know that. It's important to me that you know that Anne Rice basically wrote hell to be like what purgatory is, kind of ish, in Memnoch the Devil. I don't even know if we're ever gonna get that far because there's 13 fucking books of this bullshit vampire drama and they're trying to adapt it. And again, there's always going to be this in fan bases. I can't even say that I've been perfect with grasping concepts or stylized choices or narrative details in the best way I can with like stories in the past. But as you saw, like Madeline is a grown woman, and they have this new actress for Claudia, and she looks very grown. So I find a lot more of the audience in my age group and younger are more willing to be okay and comfortable and are not weirded out. It has lost the factor of it being a gothic horror to me specifically in this actress change. I think had it been the same actress as the first season, understandably it can't be because she's an Avatar, the Blue People series. She is an Avatar, and she like her contracts, it didn't like work out, something along the lines of that. I would have loved her to remain as Claudia because she looks so youthful, because she looks so young, and because her frame was teeny tiny. Now, this new actress was short, but I feel like her frame, and I also feel like her face, is grown. Norway World Cup, more like Norway World Cups. Am I right, mates? It's fucking crazy, Bjorn. Oh, that's crazy, Bjorn. Oh. What did I just get a text? It's Uma Musume. Sorry. I got a notification. I was like, what the fuck was that? No, horse girls, I am saving my money. And myself. But man. You come at an odd time. We are no longer talking about the World Cup. We are talking about Vampire Chronicles written by Anne Rice and the new show. I'm so sorry that you came in at a time when we are not talking about the World Cup, but that game was fucking bullshit. In my opinion. Leo Cup. Possibly. We'll see. What's my favorite Diabolic Lovers character? I've never touched it. I hate to be that person. I never touched it! Which is interesting. Perhaps I ought to. I know I should. A good friend of mine, Miss Storyteller, she wants me to indulge. Have I considered the fact that it's peak? I would not know if it's peak, because I have never consumed it. I think as far as visual novels and games of the like, I went... What, it's a... dating sim, right? 2 votes to 1. Eventually. Let's see. Yeah. Vampire horror romance. Interesting. Play with a guy, perhaps one who's British and has long hair. Mayhaps. I probably would play it with my friends so we can all geek out like a bunch of girls. And they can see me have like the full like experience for the first time. Let's see. But I was going over the new interview with the vampire, the Vampire Lestat episode that dropped on AMC Plus. Pick Lyto first. No spoilers. Alright. I'm probably gonna go with... If there's one with white hair, I'll probably go with that one first. There's one with white hair. I'm looking at him right now. There is one with white hair. There we go. I haven't played dating sims in a while, but you can't pick him first. Man. It's dumb. It's silly. Um, shoot. They only give you 3 at first. They only give you 3 at first? What the fuck? That's stupid. I mean, I get it. It's probably a replay value. If I just, like, eat glass, is that an option? You put a beautiful white-haired man in front of my face, and I can't have him? You're supposed to romance all of them. Okay. Okay. I'll bite. I'll bite. Next paycheck. Next paycheck. Next paycheck will do it. But yeah. We got Vampire Masquerade knocked down, and now I picked up some books for that. So that I can run it. Finish Vampire Chronicles. It's Japanese only? Oh. I mean, that never stopped anyone. That never stopped anyone. Brother, you're introducing a new game to someone and you expect them to know it's JP only, brother? I'm a hag. I'm barely chronically online. And in chronically online, I mean like I'm an archivist of the ye old days. It's fan translated? Oh, I see. That's like Alice No Cooney. Alice No Cooney had a lot of fan translated projects. I get it. No, I get it though. I'll look into it. Today's more like chat and vibe. I haven't played like a visual novel style game in a hot minute. I think the last one I played was Ace Attorney. It's been a minute. Now I didn't play it. I sat in watching a friend of mine play Higurashi no Naku Koroni for the first time. That was interesting. Because it's been a while. I think that's about it. I wouldn't really, even though it's like heavy narrative, it's more RPG and combat focus for Vampire Masquerade. I would not give it like visual novel, anything like that. Sorry, my throat, I can't get it cleared. I'm gonna mute real quick and cough. I'm sorry. My bad. I feel like I've been, like, breathing in through a filter. Bro, just clear it. I'm trying! I'm trying! The goop! It won't let me! I probably have what a lot of people are catching right now, which I think is called, like, adenovirus. I just gotta make sure I don't get an upper respiratory infection or like a sinus infection. Like a fucking nerd. But yeah. My soapbox is I wish people could understand that Madeline is a creepo for physically being attracted to someone who is 5 years old forever. Or I guess in this case, 15 forever. And being like a 30-year-old grown spinster. And people go, she's attracted to her mind, bro. And I said, it seems like someone forgets the horror in gothic horror. You are supposed to be uncomfortable. You are not supposed to be comfortable. You are supposed to be uncomfortable. You are not supposed to like that. But I also understand, like, why the audience is more empathetic because of the choice in the change of actress on Claudia in the show. I'm like, bro. And then in the show, in the second season, before Claudia dies, Armand kind of like approaches Claudia and is like, and Claudia's like, I love Madeline, like I love her. And Armand says like, that may be true, but she does not love you. And a lot of people go like, oh, he said that to hurt her. And I'm really interested to see if this means anything in the future for Claudia, because her ghost self that was revealed in this last episode of Vampire Lestat, which is spoilers and I'm really sorry, she can't find Madeline in this afterlife that she's in, and all these fucking fans are like, she's in hell, she can't find Madeline in hell with her. She's not in hell. She's not in hell. She's a ghost. She is haunting she's literally haunting the narrative. She tells them, when I come back, like, I'm gonna make it hell for you. Like, it's not hell. She is not in hell. Demon agent. Sorry, my bad. Because people are jumping the gun. And it's probably because they're just casually watching, and that's okay. But it's like, man, I wish we could sit and think and go, well, what does Anne Rice say about hell in her books? And like do a quick little Google search on the smartphone that we clearly pay for. And then you would see it's not the same. And then you would see Claudia's a ghost. And then you would go from what they're doing and then what AMC has done and showed us so far, which is Madeline's probably at peace spiritually and okay with death because she's happy with the choices and the life that she lived. Claudia had a life of suffering and horror. Claudia had a life of rage, suffering, probable like crazy abuse from both fathers in this afterlife, not to mention the abuse that she faced in her like real life. So you could probably write her to be a scorned, raging, angry spirit. And I believe later in the books, like, her spirit does come to finally rest between a discussion that she has with Lestat as her ghost self. I don't know how far this show is gonna go. I don't know if they're greenlit for any future work. I know it's got a lot of eyes on it because it's had a really good soundtrack. It's had some really good episodes. This new Akasha is amazing to me. And then you've also got this other issue again with people going, oh my god, it's Akasha. And I want people to use the rant that she goes on for edits because it's sick and it's awesome. And I'm gonna spoil you guys, but I'm gonna show it to you and share it with you because I think it's such a good piece of media. I think it's such a good piece of media. And the context is I can't show it because I have to give context. Fuck. Akasha is one who must be kept, which means she's been in stone forever. Aaliyah is the last person who played her before she died. And she was really beautiful in that movie. And now we have a new actress who plays her and a new look for the character and new script. And she's very interesting, and I think that her rant whenever she wakes up from her like stone slumber is fucking sick. Let me do a little Google search. Let's see, TVO Akasha rant. Fucking TikTok, please. Okay, it's from AMC's own website, so or AMC's own Instagram. Move myself over here. Turn up the jams. Hold on. God damn it. Let's see. How's that? My bad. I have like 50 billion fucking windows open. Ah, no! You can see my stream. My bad. My bad. So this might be the full rant, but I've already seen like some really sick edits. If I find them, I'll probably just share them.
Is she curled on the ground, and why is it wound around her throat?
Basically, she's been kept as a stone, like a sleeping stone, but also awake and hearing every thought of every vampire ever. The entire time she's been asleep. She's been asleep since like the Mesopotamian era. So you can imagine what one might be like when they wake the fuck up. And she's like, it's cool. Don't care about him. Please do the actual rant. Oh yes.
And why must my voice be smooth? And why must I sing so low? And why is she kept? Why must she be kept? And why in this place must she be kept? And what does it mean if you are not asked? And what does it mean if you are not answered? And what is it to see and to know and to know you have not seen, you have not known? And why is her tongue cut out? And why is her death prolonged? And when will it stop? And who will stop it? And why must they, must we, must I, must he, must they at the millennia unfold? Why the girl curled? Why her eyes lowered?
It's fucking
why
crazy.
On the side of the road? Why limp in the straw? I am the girl, I am the god, I am the voice, I am the song, I am the night, and I can answer, I can arrange it, I can say rise, and I can say speak, and I am her, and I am she, and I am the answer!
She's so angry! And understandably, and like, it was so well done. And I didn't expect that. And I think if you want to see more, I hope we see more. So, that is Akasha, the Queen of the Damned, the Vampire Queen, and that is the actress who they have chosen for this character. I think she did fantastic. I think that rant is going to definitely be something that should be peak media. Peak media. And the mentioning of Amel, and if you don't know who Amel is, just... he's the reason why the vampires exist in this universe. She mentions Amel, and that makes me believe that they're going to adapt a little more or a lot more of this series, which makes me hope that they don't adapt. I hope that they do not fucking adapt Blood Canticle. I hope they do not fucking adapt Blackwood Farm, and I don't want to particularly fucking watch anything having to do with Blood and Gold or Merrick. Merrick is its own standalone novel. I would be okay with Tale of the Body Thief. I would think it would probably get canceled after Memnoch the Devil if they do it to the T. As, again, I think a lot of people, especially right now in this day and age, with this, like, weird little back and forth of satanic panic coming back. I see it in my own community. With the fact that in Memnoch the Devil, Lestat drinks the blood of Jesus Christ, and Jesus Christ drinks his blood, and he talks to God and the devil and goes to hell and shit. I see it being like a really obscure piece of media that never gets adapted again into another thing if they do that. I don't know if that will be greenlit, but I know we will at least see more of the Queen of the Damned. Because we just saw her. We just saw her. That's the new woman. Was the new actress playing Akasha, the Queen of the Damned. I'm excited. I like vampire media, and I can't share it with my mom, who also likes vampire media, because the vampire media my mom likes is trashy romance novels. So I have no one to talk to about Vampire Chronicles or Vampire the Masquerade, because my mom's not very interested in them at all. My mom did not like the gay shit. And I had to listen to a rant about that before I said... She did like Twilight! She did like Twilight. I'll give her that. I think vampire and bisexuality or homosexuality just go hand in hand. You've been alive that long? Who gives a fuck at that point? What are they gonna do? Kill you? You're dead. Like, hello. Yeah, my mom liked Twilight, and that was it. And even Twilight, she was kind of like, I liked Vampire Diaries more. And I'm like, sure you did. And it's like, I don't know, I don't think I can get around this one, guys. It might be too, might be too much. Oh my god! What the fuck? The goop! Guys, the goop. It's horrible. It's awful. Don't leave me alone. I can't get rid of the goop.
Still staying up
Oh my god.
solo with Hacko AI. Get the
AI, yeah, it's disgusting. Alright, there we go. Yeah. That's kind of where I'm at with interview and its series. Finished reading it. I enjoy the first, like... I'd say, yeah, I enjoyed the first 5 novels, and then after the Vampire Armand, I kind of go, and then the Prince Lestat books kind of come into circle. I go, it's alright. It's alright. It's alright. What I'm hoping also, personally, for the series is that they don't overlook and or skimp out for the sake of the gore and again the gothic horror of it. Funerary cannibalism is a very, like, important aspect to two characters introduced to Queen of the Damned and are very important to Akasha, the Queen of the Damned's backstory. So I'm hoping that should the series delve into that more, we see those characters that commit funerary cannibalism. Funerary cannibalism is a older, like, ancient tradition of consuming the dead body of a beloved one in hopes of their spirit being able to continue on with with their ancestors along with the living. It's kind of fucked depending on what you believe. I personally am like, whoa, that's a lot, but interesting still. And it becomes a super key, important part of the story also later within the books. So I'm hoping the series will at least hold on to that. I try not to, like, get into, like, the actors and, like, their interviews separate outside of stuff, because I feel like that's where it kind of, like, spoils stuff, but then you'll expect something and then it never shows up. How maybe that person portrayed that in that interview, yada yada yada. I think I kind of learned to stop doing that when the Marvel series for Disney films, like the Marvel films, like really started taking off, I really started like to remove myself from watching celebrities and actors in interviews for series. So I can make my own opinions, like, clear-minded. Whether it was good or bad. Some people, like, some actors are gonna glaze a series no matter what, because it's what got them paid. It's what their contract says to do. Why would they shit on something they worked in if they put food on their table? Like, you know? I think the best part of the series so far as a show is Sam Reed singing, Daniel Malloy as a character. I think Daniel is my favorite character. Which is funny because I don't like Armand! But he sure does. I think Daniel Malloy and Lestat's growing on me again. He kind of grows on me, and then I go like, stinker. In the book, like, back and forth. I'm like, this nasty man. I do mourn in the books when Anne Rice kind of, like, shifts perspectives hard, and she kind of goes like, oh, you know what, I'm gonna stop telling the stories through Louis's eyes, and I'm gonna do it through Lestat and a couple of the other vampires. Like, man, okay, boo. It's interesting. And that's my hour and a half long rant on Interview with the Vampire and the Vampire Chronicles by Anne Rice, and how much I hate Anne Rice. And how I am not fucking with these new age interview fans, really. Some of them, like, I understand and can have conversations with them, and I respect. And if you like Claudia and Madeline, you're supposed to, because you were supposed to feel the utmost sympathy for them as characters. Understandably, I also love them. But there's a little bit of gothic horror and reality that needs to be addressed when talking about these characters. And it is okay for people to be uncomfortable. It's supposed to make you feel that way. They are not weird for being uncomfortable seeing a grown woman romantically interested in the show. What is a 15-year-old physically? In the books, what is a 5-year-old? A 50-year-old trapped in the body of a 5-year-old. It's a conversation that we have around anime all the time. I digress. I'm not even gonna step in that puddle. I'm just slightly edging it. TCG stuff. Let's talk about the bread and butter of my channel. The stuff that gets me views when it's not friend slop. Okay, for TCG stuff, it's not really TCG news, but we did get Uma Musume Union Arena dates solidified, and that will be February. I will probably stream the shit out of everything for that. I think I'm building a cosplay for it. Like, I'm in the process of doing strength and stamina training. So, like, my shoulders and my arms are starting to really define themselves, and I'm like, man, my arms are big. And I'll flex them, I'm like, fuck! Muscle! I'm thinking Ogre Cap or Phenomeno. Ogre Caps. Not Ogre Caps, sorry. Gold Ship's sister. Because I personally love that horse a lot. But I do want to cosplay Ogre as well, because that's my Oshi. That's my favorite horse. That's my favorite horse. I root for her every time. Love Cinderella Grey. It was so good. Made me enjoy anime again, actually. Because I was really burnt out on it for a while. Oh, the Jotaro Kujo horse. Yes. But her voice is so powerful. I love a lady with powerful voices. Oh my goodness. Arisama, hello. Welcome in. Hello, welcome. I'm gonna cough. I'm really sorry. I'm gonna mute myself too so I can hack up along. I'm good. I'm good now. But yeah, the Jotaro Kujo horse. I love her. So, Union Arena dates for Uma Musume English have been approved and released, and that is February, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I think I'm also gonna buy the starter decks. You're waiting for Daitaku Helios to drop on Global? Valid. I've seen like some really great edits and some of her music stuff that's brought a little smile to my face. She's funny. I wish I was funny as her, honestly. She's always got such a good vibe. I like that horse. That horse is good. That's a good horse. That's a good dog. You came from France to enjoy my quiet moment? Thank you. I do not know any French, despite being from a state that has a lot of bastardized, archaic French. What else from TCG news? I pulled my third Squirrel Girl. I pulled Baron Zemo. This is from we're talking about Magic the Gathering now. Hold on. From the Marvel set. Baron Zemo, full art of Iron Man. Is it Iron Man that's like 30 something bucks? Let's see. I don't think I'm gonna build it, so I might trade with a friend of mine who's got some stuff I want. I built Biscuits, my editor. He's a good pal of mine. He built a really, really fun, what is it called? Artifact deck for... Why am I forgetting her name? Luris. Luris of the Dream Den. For CEDH. Now it's proxied because I'm poor. But it's a cat and her toys, and I'm so excited. You enjoy talking with people from other countries. It's a nice change from home. That's nice, and I think that's a good outlook to have. I also enjoy talking to people from other countries. It's funny sometimes. It can be funny sometimes. Sometimes I'm like, man, that's crazy. Because I'm American, they like to ask a lot of like, do you really do this? Is it really like this? And I'm like, yeah, yes. Or I'm like, well, no, it's not how you think. I'm out of coffee. I'm out of my coffee. I think my favorite thing to discuss with other people is food from other countries. But I also live in a culture that is very food-based. Heavily food-based. I'm hoping the year after, either late next year and the year after, we can do some out of country travel. You know, the world willing. I do think if I had to visit Europe, I would want to go visit the Baltics and the Netherlands. And I would also like to go visit probably northern France, the countryside, and Ireland. I think I've talked about this before. Ireland, because I'd like to find my family tree and connect it, because I know that they have books and stuff that you can search through, depending on your family, like at some of the family castles, where you can connect like which ancestor went to the US, sorry, immigrated over, and what time. There's some just like archived stuff that you can dig through around and look at that. I would like to do that. I don't know about Scotland, because the European lines in my family are my grandmother, my maternal grandmother is a French woman, or a descendant of, but mostly Creole, Acadian French. And then my grandfather is Irishman. Irishman, half Irish, half Acadian as well. And then my grandmother's a full Acadian French woman. Let me see. French family, I like them. Their last names are very prominent, so like it would not dox me because there are a million of them. But if I went through my like father's family names, it would dox me. But it's like very names you would find in Louisiana, 100% family names. 100%. Like when I tell people, when I go to certain parts of my state, they'll go, who's your people? Like, who are your family? They'll ask, who's your people? Who you kin to? And I go, this family. And they go, you from here? I go, yeah, I'm from here. No, you're very good. You're good. I understand. So, mother's family is French, Irish, French, and there is one Native American ancestor. And we knew that after doing a bone graft on one of my aunts. She got a bone graft, like, on her jaw. And when they sent it off to do DNA testing, they were like, did you know, like, you're an 8th Cherokee? And we were like, no. So we had to go back and look at that as well. So I speak a little French then? I do not. I do not. So, history lesson that's really sad and upsetting. The most French I speak is the dishes that I eat, and it's gonna be fucked up because I love crawfish étouffée. I love it's so easy. I want to learn. I do not have time to learn. And then the French we do speak here is old. It is old. So when I was younger and I knew some songs and words in Cajun French, and Creole, and I shared them with someone who is French, and he was like, bro, it's like listening to someone speak an old form of our language. English is very complicated. English is complicated. I will not dog you for that. I will not get upset at you for saying that because you are right. English is very complicated because it is, you have the romantic languages of Spanish and French combined with the Anglo-Saxon German languages. I think English and French can be complicated, but I think French is more like how you enunciate words. And I am always scared to speak French because I've heard Parisians can be mean. I heard that Parisians Paris, because that would be where I would probably most go at the moment in travel is Paris. And other American people say that people from Paris are mean, especially when you try to speak French to them. And they will try to speak over you in French, and they will correct you every word. And I'm sitting there like, oh, that would make me so sad. That would make me so sad. But the French I do speak is very little. Like, I call my godfather parrain. And that is, to me, the French I know, because it is Cajun Creole. So, my godfather is parrain. My godmother is nanan. Or a lot of people have adapted it to nanny. Your nanny and your parrain. It's mostly food. I hate this. The like quote unquote French is mostly food or like words. Like we use beaucoup. But we use it like casually when we're talking, like beaucoup rewards. It means in abundance. And I don't even know if this is all French or if it is also a patois from mixing Haitian language and Haitian French and Caribbean French with our French. So, I apologize if I sound like a hillbilly, because I am one. I immediately think of Gambit when Cajun is mentioned. Well, you should, because he is one, and I am one. And he is me. Except his accent is much thicker. My grandparents spoke like Gambit did. So, when I was growing up, my grandparents spoke like him. That same, like, Cajun accent. Except, I don't understand why Gambit speaks in third person. Like, it's odd. French food, I admit it's good, but after McDonald's, it is hard to say no. That's fair. Our food is, like, not traditional French food either. I think, like, we had a exchange student from France come over, for school one time. I'm trying to remember, and we were showing him like Creole dishes, Cajun dishes. Like we have jambalaya, we have gumbo, we have etouffee, we have everybody has bisque now. It's more like a beignet. Like, I know my food and boudin and like food like that. But I don't even know if that is all French. I think that is more like the Creole and patois that developed because we no longer were owned by France and we got bought out by the US like a billion fucking years ago. But I know that I'm a descendant of French people. I've also heard I have to try a baguette. I have tried a baguette. I love baguette. Baguette with cheese and a coffee. I have had baguette. Yes. We do. I will say, even though I am uncultured, I do have a Parisian style patisserie in my area. It is all pastries. It has quiche, croissant. I'm gonna butcher this, and I'm so sorry. Pain au chocolat. I fucked that up. Chocolate croissant. Quiche. My favorite is quiche Lorraine. Although we do have a quiche at this restaurant that has I speak French almost well. I would need more practice. But, I celebrate Mardi Gras. But everybody in the States celebrates Mardi Gras. Because we love Mardi Gras. Trying to think. Baguette. Quiche Lorraine. Croissant. Let's see. She also does, she does like some scones. Some blueberry cinnamon chip and cranberry almond scones, and I'd like the cranberry almond. It is my favorite pastry spot or patisserie to visit. And then I like getting a cafe au lait or a Americano for my coffee, and I'll add my cream and sugar as I please. A, because it is cheap, and B, because I don't like the syrups that they use for their more like sugary drinks because they put too much, in my opinion, at this location. But the lady who owns it, she was a pastry chef. She was taught by a pastry chef in France. So she went to school in France, and then her parents opened a bakery for her in our port, in our city. And I worked for her as a dishwasher, and then later a barista for her and bartender. And then a lot of people always ask me, how did that happen? I said, I got out of a relationship that lasted half a decade, or a little over half a decade. Didn't want to talk to anybody in customer service, and got the job there, put my headphones in, washed dishes, and ate really good pastry. And it was interesting. Her parents, they are both French descent as well. It is okay. We can take a break. It was interesting. Oh, I'm so sorry. I am getting an advert. But sometimes that's all it takes for the job. Hey. This gives me a moment to take a breather. I've got 30 minutes left on my timer, I think, and then I gotta skedaddle. I got a busy evening. Let's see, we got 20 seconds. Okay, we are back. Yes, I have French family, or French descendants, or ancestry, mother's side, both families. And then on my father's side, it's Scottish and German. Yep. So a lot of, I'm white. White with an H. Hello, welcome back. Yes, this old boss of mine, she learned in France and gave me a job as a dishwasher because I was going through a very rough time. And I didn't want to work with the public, so she let me work in the back of house. I did prep, I did dishwashing, and then eventually I was like, I'm okay to work with the public again after working there for a year. Yes, I'm so sorry. I try my best to run the minimum ads so there are no pre-rolls. Twitch sucks. But I eventually got working as a barista and a bartender for her. Which is crazy because she doesn't really serve mixed drinks. She just serves wine. And with wine, it's usually, oh, if you're having fish, I recommend white wine. And if you're not, red or rosé or whatever you'd like. or champagne. Usually it was champagne because they wanted mimosas. It is not a problem, I'm glad. Some people don't know, so I'm like, I'm so sorry. Twitch hates me. It's more like the money just goes back into you guys. I do like gifted subs at the start of the month, or I put it back into the channel, either in artwork or what have you. I try anyway. This guy gets it. This guy gets it. Yes. Or this person gets it. Trying to think. Most of our French food is like Creole Cajun dishes that are not all I would say French. But I have had like I've had pastries for sure. I've had croissants the fucking size of both my hands, and they're so good. French fries. I do like a French fry. I do like a French fry. I do like a fried potato. I like potatoes, period. They're good for you. They're good because they're rich in iron, and they're good for you because they are the most satiating and filling carb. I try to do more potato than I do rice right now. It's Belgian. They make the best. Oh, like their waffles or their streusel. Oh, is streusel not sweet? I cannot remember. I know that Belgium is like really well known for their sweets and their like fluffier pastry. I do know that. I do know this. My grandmother, my great grandmother, who is German, made me very aware that American pastries, specifically our candies, suck. And she always had like imported. Are stroopwafels Belgian? I want to say yes. I know that they're a European thing. Watch me be wrong. Watch me be wrong. It's a Google time. Come on, Dr. Google. South Holland. That's Europe. I would say. That's in the Netherlands. You do not know anything about it. It's all good. That's what Google is for. That is what the internet and the beauty of the internet is for. I have about 30 minutes left to spend with y'all, but before I have to go for the evening. Netherlands? Damn, my second guess was German. I mean, I think that's fair. I just heard some thunder and it scared the pants out of me. Trying to think. I like food, but not to the point of always knowing where it comes from. I feel like I've had to, like, for school. But also, like, a lot of American dishes are combinations from other cultures. And I feel like because we are generations on generations on generations of immigrants, it's somewhat important for us to know, like, what comes from where. While, like, using ingredients from local area. Like, I had some Danes who have been in the chat before very upset at what we have done to I'm going to butcher it, or I'm going to say it the American way, Vienna bread, which to us is a Danish, because the Danes made it. So we kind of name things after where it comes from sometimes. But we put cream cheese on it, which is not a salty cheese, it is a sweet cream, almost. I know more about my country's history and geography than anything else, so I'll tell you the truth, even for a native French speaker, learning French is almost complicated. That is fair. As what I've heard, Spanish and French being pretty complicated languages to learn. Especially because I do not know if French is a gendered language, but Spanish is. So it's like, why does something inanimate have to be given a gender? Is a discussion I see a lot with people English speaking learning Spanish. I confess that sometimes I dream of becoming English. Now, which kind of English? The beans on toast and tuna on a potato? Or... That's very important. I joke. I joke. I joke. Whew. I do not find English food appealing. Their jacket potatoes in the videos I've seen, as an autistic person as well with a disability, that makes me sensitive to textures, especially around food. That is one of the things I'm like, I will eat a potato. I will eat a potato with meat and cheese. I don't think I would do it with those specific meats, cheese that they choose to put on a potato. English with a French accent sounds real nice. I would agree. I like hearing it. When it comes to food, I still prefer French food. That is fair. I think that's very fair. There is, like... Let me see. There are some French dishes. I am interested in making. It's actually... escargot. I have had snail. I've had snail. It's not my thing, but I also don't like clams or mollusks. I don't really like them, but that's me. I find a lot of places here rubbery. It's not for me, but I know, like, if done properly, it can have a more buttery texture. Let's see. Eat snails with a little sauce. That's how I was introduced to eat it. It's like, I will eat most things. I will try most things. But they're like clams, oysters, and what are like the little round black mollusks? I can't remember what they're called. It's like right there, and I cannot remember the name of it. They're like a longer clam. The only word that comes up to my brain is mollusk. Most shellfish I enjoy. It is not one I enjoy. My absolute favorite is mussels. It's mussels. I'm not a mussels person, but I do love seafood. And I will try it with Roquefort cheese. They're so good I could eat them for days. I find that a lot of places here, if you're not going someplace that is known for its oysters, I do like an oyster po' boy fried. Now that is very local to me, and the po' boy is definitely something that we made here. It's just a sandwich. It's just a sandwich. You take day-old bread, sauce, meat of your choice, lettuce, tomato, and that is your sandwich. It is very good and refreshing. I do like a fried oyster and oysters Rockefeller, but I don't go for oysters all the time. Now, my partner, Lucky, he loves oysters. He loves oysters, he loves mussels, he loves all of it. And unless the place like really the restaurant specializes in it, I'm not always a fan of it. I will usually just go for a shrimp or prawn, shrimp, crab. Rockefeller Street. Oh my god. That is a good song. That is a good song. Let's see. But there is a French dish I am interested in trying. It's like your countryside has like a version of shepherd's pie. You were good. That is you like anything that isn't normal for an American. Well, that's normal for us. That is normal. I actually get called weird. Yes, you're good. I get called weird for not liking some shellfish. But I find it's not that I don't like the flavor of the mussels either. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. It's not that I don't like the flavor. It's texture, and also I find that a lot of restaurants, again, if they don't cook it properly here, or like cook it in a white wine or something, steam it, I don't know, they make it too tough and it's rubbery. I do not like that texture, but I know that mussels are supposed to be like tender a little and a little chewy, but like not like rubber. It's not supposed to be like rubber. A lot of restaurants overcook here because they expect you not to know it's supposed to be, but my grandma made them for me and they are supposed to be well made. Oh yeah, pizza, burgers, I feel like everybody likes those things. I feel like most people like those things. I do know someone who does not like pizza and I think she is weird for that. And I no longer speak to that person, so that makes sense. I'm trying to find... Oh my god, it is pouring raining. I do not know if y'all can hear that, but... It's shitting raining. There is like a countryside dish in France I would like to cook myself and then try over there one day maybe. You cannot hear it? Oh good. Cause it's coming down. It is raining pretty hard. It's literally a French shepherd's pie. It is literally a French shepherd's pie. I would eat this. It looks delicious. It looks really good. My mic has been pretty good at cutting that kind of thing out. Whatever I changed worked. I'm glad. I'm very glad to hear that. I worked really hard on fixing my stuff. Or it's like, there's a vegetable stew that the countryside also eats. This is pretty similar to what we have in our home. Except I think we don't... All the recipes I'm seeing put beans in it. We don't do the beans. It is all good. It is all good. Thank you for starting at... I can't speak by... Thank you for coming by, Arisa. I hope to see you around, and I hope I can improve my French so I can speak with you more fluently. But good night. Bonne nuit. Bonne nuit. Je penserai à... Oh, I'm gonna fuck that up. Réparation de séjour. You are all good. I'll think about going over again one of these days. Understandable. But thank you so much. Thank you. Merci. And bonne nuit. I will have to learn 7 languages now. I will have to learn Tagalog. I'll have to learn Spanish, Danish, French, Japanese. I am learning all the time, always learning, and I think that is a beautiful thing. You should always be learning. Very well said, merci. Thank you. I'm looking at more food. I'm looking at more food. I need to stop looking at food. I'm going to get hungry. Yes. It is 6 p.m. in the 1700. It is 1700 in the afternoon. Well, good night. Good night. Bonne nuit. Au revoir. Have a good night and rest well. Okay. Yes. It is just raining very hard. And I will be leaving very shortly as well, my friends. I feel like my French is cringy. It is raining sideways. It is raining sideways. It is raining sideways. I weatherproofed my studio space, so I had a little leak coming in through one of the door pans, but that should not be happening anymore. I'm very glad I got to hang out. I'm very glad I got to talk about food and my family's culture and cultural things and sport ball, kickball, soccer, football. And I'm also glad I got to talk about Interview with a Vampire for a really long time. I enjoyed today. I may make a few clips from today's stream. It was more like to get myself back into the groove of things, as I try to do when I get sick or when I take a long break like I had to. I'm still working on my art queue. I will probably not have any new merch announcements like I had planned until later this fall. Unfortunately, most of that is due to the fact, as I have shared in the past, I am moving. I am still moving. I am moving, and I am moving no longer to Texas. We are headed Florida. So I'm moving to the state of Florida, which means I am always one card shop closer to Moist Critical at all times. Even though he's in Tampa, it doesn't matter. And that's a hell nah, not Florida. It's not my choice. It's not my choice. It is Lucky's job's choice, and it is a significant chunk of money unless things basically right now I'll share also why. It's not just Lucky's money. Where I live has decided, because I don't want to live in Baton Rouge, and the city I did want to move to in Louisiana is no longer a viable option for us. And I never want to live in New Orleans again. I will visit, but I never want to live there again. we will be living in the greater Pensacola area. So the beach, the beach, the beach, the beach. And we're going on vacation there this summer. So I'm glad to be looking out in that area. And hopefully that gives me a chance to make more VTuber friends and real life and go to more events and cons. And I may be closer to an airport that has better rates than the one I live by in Louisiana because it's fucking expensive. It's so expensive just to get a connecting flight over to Houston or New Orleans. It's like an extra $400 to $500. At that point, I'm better off just taking $50 of gas and driving myself. It's crazy. The Keys is a great place down there. That's what I've heard as well. I've heard the area is pretty interesting. I'm excited to be near a beach. The weather is gonna be just about the same. I live by the Gulf. It's the same shit. It's the same stuff I've been around all my life. So yeah, I will probably do some kind of donation event to help prepare for this move. I hate that. I told myself, I was like, I'm not gonna do any more donation events unless it's for charity, because I really don't like asking people for money, but I may need some help. That also means that I will be doing and sticking to one stream a week, so that I can work 2 jobs to get my finances good. And I also have to replace my vehicle. I have to replace my vehicle. My sweet baby Toyota, she hit 200,000 miles. I really don't want to take her with me. I know that's like warming up for a Toyota, but like I really don't want to take her with me. And then get stuck with this car that shits the bed and have to buy a car in Florida. I'd rather buy a car in Texas right now. So that's where I'm at right now in life. Working hard, prepping to move. Gonna be working 2 jobs. Gonna be finishing up school so I can get my degree. I have 1 class left. And I'm gonna work my booty off. That's the goal anyway. I've already knocked $1,000 of my debt down. I got another good chunk of money to go, but I'm gonna be on the grind. So there might not be a lot of new games. We might be looking at old games. We're probably gonna dig through the backlog unless something gets gifted to me. If we do look at new games, it'll probably be fan translated work. Yada yada yada. Like we talked about earlier on stream with Diabolic Lovers. But I am moving to the Florida area. That greater Pensacola spot. So if any of my mutuals or anyone watching knows the area, Warframe is free. I know, buddy. It's in the list. It's in the list. It's already still downloaded on this thing. It's there. It'll happen. I swear. But yeah. Florida. It's just the same. Less French. And we'll still be, like, closer to Louisiana than, like, down in Tampa or anywhere else. But lucky, it's not fair for me to ask this person to make a lifelong commitment to me, and then me wanting to dig my heels in the ground because I want to stay close to my family, and then prevent us from growing, whether that be lucratively, but also in our living environment. I tried, because Lucky was like, well, if you really, because I was kind of like, that's kind of far. It's kind of far, man. And he was like, well, look at rent. in the area and see if there's anything that fits our needs. So we're looking for houses to rent that allow a large dog, or allow dogs, period. And our budget is under $2,000. Nothing. The houses that pop up don't have a yard. There's no other way for me to say this. They're in an unsafe area, in an area I know is unsafe, in an area that I know has drive-by shootings all the time, in an area where I know someone who used to work for my job got shot and died. I'm good. Now, I know it's usually like if you keep your head down in those areas, it's fine. It's different because this is a smaller town. And they're asking for an absurd amount of money for houses for rent. But then when we look at houses for rent in the greater Pensacola area that allow dogs, aren't in an HOA, have a yard, and I'm not talking like 4 feet in a fence. I'm talking like a yard that baby Olive can just go out there and run to her heart's content. They have those for decent prices in decent areas, because I'll look up like what schools are in the area, what the crime rates are, what crime is usually reported, what the percentages are. I look into that stuff because I've made the mistake in the past when I was young and stupid of not doing that and just picking up an apartment wherever. And that was the most scared I've ever been in my life. Never got messed with because I kept my head down, but it doesn't matter these days, really. When times is tough, people will act on that. We know that and we see it. Oh, my alarm's going off. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. And after going and having that discussion with Lucky and looking at the information, I'm like, it makes no sense to stay here. Or like get an apartment and make Olive miserable and make less money together for the sake of just wanting to be close to family, when we need to start working on making our own home, our own lives, and be adults. So yeah, we made that decision together unanimously, and the rent is ridiculous where I live. I don't understand it. I can't understand it. Half these buildings and over half these buildings are mold infested. Gross as hell. The landlords won't listen. How is Olive? She's great. After that $500 vet visit where she was shitting blood, vomiting blood, and had just a weird stomach thing, she's perfectly fine and has had no problems since. She does need to go to the groomer though soon. I'm telling you, man. It gets 5 degrees hotter. She's shedding her coat out. Blowout. Full blowout. Big summer blowout, dog. It gets 5 degrees colder. And she's shedding her summer coat. And then it like ping-pongs back and forth. She's just constantly shedding coat. Dogs shed, I know this, but I feel like lately, she's just shedding coat, but she hasn't really been anxious. She really hasn't been anxious. So I don't understand why she's losing so much coat, or letting so much coat out, because she's not really losing coat. It might just be age. I don't know. No idea. But love my baby doggy. She my baby doggy. And she's so sweet, and she deserves to have a yard where she can run around freely and bark and roll around. That's how our little Terrier is. So much hair everywhere. It's so much. And Olive is Pyrenees, German Shepherd, and Labrador mix. It's fucking long hair, dude. And it's 2 different textures of coat. It's 2 different textures of coat that I'll get. I'll get these like long, thick, wiry hairs. And then I get these like fine undercoat. Like, and it's blankets of the undercoat. Sometimes I have to, like, like, take, like, a little rubber brush and go over everything because it's so fine. It's just interwoven in everything. But yeah, rent's ridiculous if you have a dog where I live. A lot of the places don't even take pets. And the places that do, the pet rent's like $300, which, why are you charging her pet rent? She doesn't fucking have a job. I'd rather just a big deposit, you know, at this point for a dog. Or just an understanding that I won't get a return on the deposit, even. She a big-ass bitch. I love my dog, but she a big-ass bitch. She's 80 pounds now. 80-pound, barrel-chested, floppy-eared dog. Skinny waist. My skinny waist daughter. Sorry, that's really fucked up, but I look at her and I'm like, dang. What I wouldn't give. Me too. I wish that were me. I love my doggy. But she's been good. Since that last incident, we haven't had anything else. She hasn't been trying to eat anything. She did do this weird thing the other night where I would start dozing off on the couch. And she doesn't normally do this. She'll usually just go bark at Lucky until if she wants to leave. She'll usually bark at Lucky. But she laid down on the floor next to my head and pointed her chin up at me. So when I would finally like start to doze off and sleep, and it was late in the evening, so there's nothing to do other than, and if she needs to use the restroom, she knows how to signal that to us. So she understands how to communicate with us. She sets her like chin on the couch right by where my face is. I'm like like I'm sick, I'm feeling miserable, I'm knocked out, I'm starting to go like this. And she doesn't do her big dog bark. She does this high-pitched yippy bark. It's like, yip! But like really, really, really fucking loud. Really loud and shrill. I'm like, Olive, what the fuck? She's had plenty treats, pretty loving. She came and loved up on me. She came and sat on my legs. And I like loved up on her. She ran around outside. She got plenty of outside time. She had plenty of people time. It wasn't even time for us to leave yet. And I'm taking a nap. I go, Olive, shut. I look at her and go, shut the fuck up, girl. And I go back to sleep. I start nodding off again. And the minute like she senses that I'm starting to go into sleep, another bark and another bark, and every single time. And at a certain point, I think I just took her by the collar and let her outside for a minute. I was like, you need timeout just for like 5 minutes. Just for 5 minutes. So she's good, and she's as bratty as her mom. She is as bratty and bitchy as me. She really likes the new, we got a new duvet cover for our blanket, or like a new comforter duvet deal. And she really likes that. That's about it. Olive's been fine. She's great. She handled the fireworks during the 4th of July like a pro. She's my big girl, and I love her. She just needs to go get her hair done soon. And anyone that has a Pyrenees, does your Pyrenees also do peer paw? Like, and a hard stare? It frustrates me. I don't know. It's crazy. She like, look at me, sit on me, look down at me, and then lift her paw up and then smack it down as hard as she can on my arm. And I would come home with like little bruises and scratches. And my mom was like, "Are you okay? Is anything bad happening?" When I was first, because Olive is not my dog. Olive came with Lucky, and now Olive is my dog, and she's my baby. I was like, "I'm fine. This is the dog." My mom was like, "Are you sure? Nothing's wrong? Like you can tell me if." I was like, "Mom, I swear to God, it's the dog." So eventually, I was able to get to where I could take a video of Olive doing it, send it to my mom, and she goes, "Oh my God," because we are not a dog household. We have never. I think we had one Labrador growing up, and it was an outside dog, and we gave him away because we kind of just basically fostered it until we could find someone who could actually take care of it, because that dog was meant for hunting. That dog wanted to hunt. We were not hunting kids. That dog wanted to duck hunt, and that was it. But we found someone who did, and took him off our hands, and he lived a very, very long life, hunting a lot of ducks. And probably deer and anything else. I don't know if you'd take a dog to deer hunt. Probably not, because the deer would smell it. But duck hunting, yep. That dog just wanted to run, hunt, and bite. And he got it. He sure did. But we've always been a cat household. We had Dolly, or Manu. We had Manu, who also goes by Dolly, for years. I had my elderly kitty cat, Snart. We had an old tomcat who lived at our house called Old Man Kitty. He was like Old Man Logan, little badass, would fight raccoons and possums and all kinds of shit and just leave it. He would literally drag them to my window in my house and like leave them out there, or he'd leave them like at our front door, or he'd leave them like by my car. Be like, "This bitch can't feed herself. Here's a whole ass raccoon." He was a big old tomcat. He was my buddy. It took him a really long time to trust me. He was this orange tabby, and he was a badass. I've never seen an orange tabby that like hunted as much as he did. I've never had an outside cat that hunted as much as he did. Now, granted, I live in the wilderness, and I know that cats do a lot of damage, but he killed a lot of pests, and we liked him for that, because we had crops and stuff that the raccoons and the possums and everything were getting into. And those animals wound up feeding vultures and other carnivores, so it's not like I'm letting a cat out in the city. But I understand, like, that's hot topic discourse. He is dead now. He lived a very long life. He lived for about 12 years. If not longer, because he was already a full-grown cat whenever he came to my doorstep. Growing up at my grandma's house, which is the house I live in now, bunch of cats. We've always had cats, man. Like, I don't know how to explain to people. I've always been in a house with cats. Either inside or outside. Barn cats, yard cats, stray cats, kittens. When I lived with Koi, in the same apartment as Koi, when she was my roommate forever ago, a millennia ago, they had cats. I've always been around cats. I have a bunch of strays around here. It's crazy. I know it's a huge problem, like a lot of places, but I've always had cats. This is the first time in my life now that Manu has since passed. Rest in peace, little baby. Since Manu has passed, we have not gotten any other animals since. No other pets. I have Olive in my life, and Olive has taught me how to cherish, appreciate, and educate myself on dog care, and dog communicating with dogs. I'm learning. It's definitely got a learning curve to it. Oh my god. I stayed about 15 minutes over when I wanted to end stream. Okay. Thank you all for hanging out. I enjoyed my time. I really did. Thank you for letting me yap about my doggy, about my since passed away kitty cats, vampires, sport ball, and food, and my heritage. I look forward to next weekend's stream. I hope to do actual TCG gaming. And I have a couple clips I'll be posting throughout the week from a couple past streams and collabs. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I truly enjoyed my time today. And I will see y'all next weekend. I might be doing a raid on Twitch, but I know on YouTube I will not raid. So thank you, YouTube. Thank you. Have a good night. I'm going to end stream on YouTube, and then we will raid out on this end.